For those of y'all who don't know, this is the governor of Maryland, the state that I live in, Larry Hogan. Now, I've had some words about Larry Hogan in the past that he has said some things, especially about PG County public schools, which you all know PG County is predominantly black, and those tests and everything like that. And I went in on him, and many of you know that I did. But in this case, I would have to say that out of all of the governors that is talking, doing this, well, at least a handful of governors, probably outside of Andrew Cuomo, is probably one of the few that has common sense when it comes to this situation with this virus. And what I mean by that is the reopening of non-essential businesses. Now, it's been a lot of controversy with what's going on in Florida and them reopening these beaches, what's going on in Atlanta with the reopening of non-essential businesses this week, and basically all at one time. And people are saying, we think it's too soon for them to do something like this. They need to really be careful with this. As a matter of fact, 45 actually came out and actually personally attacked Larry Hogan because he feels that he's just defying everything or every order that he's putting out there and everything like that. But the governors, they're over the state, so they can govern their state however they choose to. And he's actually being very sensible about this. And one thing that he has done that I haven't seen any of these other governors do so far actually makes sense. So basically what he wants to do is, now, first of all, they've already started, they put out a list of all the dates for all the states that have an expiration date as far as when they're going to lift their, I guess you can say, their state quarantine for their particular state. And I think the latest one as far as further out as far as states go is Virginia, because theirs expires on June 10th. Yeah, and most of them happen actually this month at the end of April. But there are a few states, Maryland included, that do not have a set expiration date. So they don't know when they're going to actually do it. Now, one thing that he came up with that I actually said this might actually work if it's actually done correctly is to slowly open up the non-essential businesses, but allow only essential workers, meaning those who are still able to work or still have to work, to go in. And basically, I broke it down. This is just an example, and it might actually work. Say that you go to a barbershop. As you all know, barbershops can be crowded. And I know they're going to flood them things when it really starts to slowly, gradually get back into the swing of things. But say you work at a barbershop. What they're doing is, if you're an essential worker like a police officer, a person who works in a hospital, a doctor, or a firefighter or something like that, and you want to go get a haircut or something like that, you will have to get an official letter from your job stating that you work there. You might have to have some other credentials as well to prove that you work at this location and that you can go in there. And when it comes to the barbershop, if you work there, it can only be one. This is just what I'm putting out there. It can only be one barber working maybe per day. Why? Because only one customer at a time can come in and out of the shop. You cannot have two or more. Now that's coming from him. You cannot have more. If you go into a barbershop, you cannot have more than one person coming in at a time, because they can't sit there and wait. They got to get in, get what they got to get done, and get out, which means you're going to have to set appointments with these barbers, and they're probably going to have to rotate them out. So you might have one barber work one day, another barber work on a Tuesday, then on a Wednesday, so on and so forth, and then rotate it back around to the beginning. Same thing with the hair salons for the women. If they want to go get their hair done, only one stylist can be in at a time. Only one head is getting taken care of at a time. And then do the same thing repeated over and over again. And this is like how you keep control of every single thing. That's you can keep a consistent but a safe flow. I actually thought, when I thought that out in my head, and what he took into consideration what he put out there, I said this could actually work. I said those other governors, they want to just open up everything at one time and just let everyone just flood and just go all balls deep into these businesses just so they can get their economy back on track without thinking clearly. It was some mayor, I think she's a mayor in Vegas. She is a goofy, talking about she wants to open up all the casinos, because in Vegas they close all the casinos. They close all the casinos anywhere, but Vegas is very popular for the casinos. She wants to open up all the casinos. You should have seen the way Anderson Cooper was sitting up there. He looked like he wanted to jump to that screen and smack the piss out of that woman when she was up there talking that nonsense. Talking about open up all the casinos, and she was basically sounding like Lieutenant Dan Patrick. Basically let them go out there and be the guinea pig, because I think Anderson had asked her something about gambling or something like that, and then she came back and said, well, I don't gamble. I laughed so hard when I heard that. I said, of course you don't gamble, because you're not going to go out there and put yourself out. See, the thing is, people like her and the Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick of Texas, they know that this thing is as serious as it is, but they don't want to admit it because, it would be too much like right, and they don't want to be they don't want to be proven wrong. They know that this is a serious thing, but they don't want to admit that it's serious. Look at Dan Patrick up there talking about, well, it's not like, it's not that bad, losing lives. I mean, all we're, to save the economy and sacrificing and everything, but they're not going to sacrifice themselves. And when she said that I don't gamble, she basically, that's what she was saying. I'm not about to sacrifice myself, but I'll sacrifice the citizens. She basically said that the citizens of Vegas are nothing more than guinea pigs. And that's exactly what Lieutenant Dan Patrick said, and the governor of Georgia, the governor of Florida, and all the other ones that are rushing to get everything back open. They are treating the citizens as nothing more than guinea pigs. And it is the citizens that help to keep this economy flowing. They can't do it alone, and they know that. But this proves that not only do we live in a very greedy society, we live in a very microwave society as well. But then again, y'all already knew that. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure you follow me on Twitter if you have not done so already. Have your notifications turned on, and I will talk to you in the next one.